Hello there YouTube, Vlad here, back again with another day of how to make your games in C++. This is a beginner's tutorial of course, so we're going to try and be as friendly as we can. Today, as promised, we're going to be covering arrays and strings. You have two options when it comes to strings. You can either include a new library called string. So I'm really bad at typing while I'm talking. Include string, and when you do that you can just do string a equals blah, and that will work fine, and it will be a, although I prefer to use the standard things, because this is going to bump up your file size by a couple of, I don't know, 10, maybe 20 kilobytes, so it's better just to keep it as it is, and use the inbuilt char. Now the way you use that for strings, as I touched on last episode, is use char star a equals hi there. Now what that's going to do is it makes an array of characters called a, and it puts this into the array. So we could in fact do, well, we'll just leave it that for that. We'll leave it like that for now. Another way of doing these is by saying, I'll put this on a new line, char a 500, and then we put hi there. Now the differences between these two is they'll both do exactly the same thing. They'll both make a variable a or b with the text hi there in it, and it's all going to be fine. However, with this one, hi there will only have a length of however long this is, which is, what is that, 7, maybe 8 letters long. So it's only going to take 8 bytes of memory from the computer while it's running the program, just to store that. However, with char b and then saying the length of 500 is going to take 500 bytes from the memory, and then just put that in, and the rest of it's just going to be going to waste. Now there's an advantage to both of these. The first one for this one is obviously that it's going to take a lot less memory. So if you have a really long one, say of 500,000, which in some cases you might need, which we might go on to a bit later, 500,000 length, it might be best to use this because it's only going to take however many you use. Because if you have something of 500 length and you're only using one of it, then there's a whole bunch of memory going to waste. Whereas if you were to use a star and only have it one letter long, then it's only going to take 1 byte of memory. An advantage to using this one is that you've got some functions that do need it to have a defined length, which we'll come on to a bit later. One, which is my favourite, is called printf, but I'll come on to that when we get to it. So we're just going to define this as a length of 100, and we're going to try and use these defined lengths as much as we can whenever we're using C++. I won't delete that. So, now that we've got this, I'm just going to show you some of the things you should know when you're using strings, which you might already be asking yourself, or you might, well, just be useful to know. If you were to type something like hi there, now if we wanted a new line, doing this is going all pink because this is going to throw us an error when we compile. For a new line, what you do is you just type in \n, and that makes a new line. It would ignore this, it won't print any of that, it's just going to write new line, and then we're going to say this is a new line, exclamation mark. In fact, we might bump up this because it doesn't really matter how much we take up just yet, because it's just for testing. So this is just going to make a new line. It's going to write hi there, new line. This is a new line. Next one we can have is a tab. What a tab is basically just like that. But that one's not really very useful, but I'll just tell you how to do it anyway. You just do \t and then you write whatever you want. So that might be useful when you're saying, say, if we were to put a couple of new lines in there, if we were to say hi, 2 tabs, and then on a new line we were to write there, 2 tabs, then whatever we put here is going to be in the same place for both of them. I'll show you what that means. Probably looks a bit confusing now, so I'll probably have to compile it and just show you guys what is going on. Doopy-doo. There we go. Oops. There we go. So if we compile that, it should throw us a couple of warnings, but that's fine. Oh, didn't even throw us any warnings. There we go. So let me explain what happens here. I'll just put this always on top. So what we've got is it's printed out our hi there, which is fine. We've got our new line, just that. Then we got this is a new line, which is good. Then we've got 2 new lines, 1, 2. Then we've got hi, 2 tabs, so it gets it in line with the same place. What a tab does is it goes, I think it's, is it 4, maybe 8? It looks like 8. 8 spaces, and it will always be 8. So if you have hi and then a tab, you'll get us somewhere to, I don't know, here-ish. and if you were to write there and then do a tab, it'll get you to the same place. So by having two of them, we've got these both in line in the same place, which is quite useful, because otherwise you'd have to do all kinds of maths and get it all aligned and stuff like that. And then we've got the two tabs, DS, new line there, two tabs, AS, which is fine. Means it's all working and perfect. Now, what you're probably asking yourself, or have been asking yourself, is what do I do? In fact, I'll leave this here. What do I do if I want to have, if I want to use an apostrophe or a speech mark in my string? Well, that's quite simple. You just use one of those. So if you go like that, it's still in our string, and we've just included one of those. So if I was to say, Fred said, hi. Now you see, this has gone like that because it's out of the string, because our string starts here, ends here, and then it's got this bit, and it's going to throw us an error when we try and compile, saying that expected an ending line or a comma before hi, because it doesn't know what this is, because it's not anywhere. It's expecting it to be a function or some kind of variable or something like that. So what we do, we just put in one of these and another one, and this is going to print us one of those. So if we save that, run this, it's going to say Fred said hi. Perfect, just what we wanted. Now you can do the same for the single apostrophes. You just go like that, save that, compile that, Fred said hi. So that's all working fine. Now there's one last thing that I should probably cover just before we move on, which is, what is it? Backslashes. Backslash, easy enough. If you wanted to say, if you were, say, typing a directory, just write C, backslash, program files, blah blah blah. That would not work, because if we compile that and run it, look what it says. It doesn't know what this P means, because it's expecting this to be some kind of special thing, such as a new line or a tab or anything like that. So what we do, we just do a double backslash, and that's just going to draw us a backslash, a single backslash. So if we run that now, go single backslash. Perfect. So that's pretty much covered strings and all we need to do about that. And we're about halfway in the tutorial, so I think we can move on to the next topic. What should we do as the next topic? I know, inputting. So inputting is actually really useful, because that's how you're going to be getting to all of your functions. So I'm going to comment out all of those so you can still see them. And what we have here now is, say we wanted to say, if we wanted to get the program to greet you. So we wanted to say, we need a string for your name. So we have a char name of a length of 50, because nobody's going to have a name longer than 50. And we'll just blank that out. We don't need anything default in there. And we're going to say output hi there. Oops. Hi there. Can you tell me your name? Then we're going to have a new line, so we'll just do endl. Now for inputs, pretty easy. You can probably guess what it is. It's just you type it like this: cin, two of these, and then name. In fact, for this we don't need a new line, because cin automatically will make a new line. So it's just going to say, hi there, can you tell me your name? New line, and then it's going to wait for your input, which is going to be name. Just perfect, just what we needed, and it's all going to be fine. And then maybe at the end of this we can just print out again. Oh, great to meet you. Oops. To meet you, spelled meet wrong. You, and then whatever your name is. And we'll just put an exclamation mark at the end. So it's simple as that. We can just mix and match whatever we need, and it will all work fine. So now if we run this, compile it, no errors on compiling. Hi there, can you tell me your name? We type in our name. My name is Vlad. Oh, great to meet you, Vlad. Oh, great to meet you, Vlad. Which is good, because it all works. It saved our name as the variable name, and then written it out later. So that's how you'd input. And great thing about cin and cout is it doesn't just limit to characters. We can even do int age. We could say, hello, can you tell me your name? And that will give us our name. And then we could do another one of these, saying, and how old are you? And one thing you should be careful about here is notice how it didn't make us a new line. So we're going to need to just put on the end, on the beginning of here, we'll just put a new line. And how old are you? Input to your age. Great to meet you, Vlad! Exclamation mark. And then I'll say age is a nice age to be. Okay. Right, so if we run that, I'll just show you how this works. We've got this, any key to continue. It's compiled fine. Right, so what have we got here? Let's run through this slowly. So it's defined name, it's defined age, and it's written out. Hi there, can you tell me your name? With a space after it. And now it's waiting for us to write our name, which is perfect because we've got our little blinker here saying write in your name, type in Vlad. Enter. Now it's made a new line and written how old are you? And now it's also waiting for another something else for us to enter, so we put in 15. Press enter. Okay. Oh great, nice to meet you. Oh great to meet you, Vlad. 15 is a nice age to be. Which is oh great, nice to meet you, comma, name, which is Vlad. Age is a nice age to be. All worked fine and perfect. Now we're just going to go one step further. We've got a couple of minutes left, and we're just going to develop this a little bit further. Oops. I think I've completely ruined it now. Oh, no, that's okay. We're just going to go one step further, and we're going to put another thing onto here. We're going to we're going to handle age and give it a custom output. So let's just put in and that, and delete all this. Now, when we're handling the age, we're just going to say it like this. We're going to say if. Now, Jared's already covered how you do if and else and all those things. Exactly the same applies to when you're using C++. So we have to say if age is less than 10, we'll say cout oh, you are young, I envy you. And we can put one of these in here because it's fine, because we've got these on either side, so that doesn't really matter. But if you really want to, you could just do that. Doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, so that's that one. We'll do an ending line just on the end of there, just to be safe. Now on the end of here we put else. So that's saying, if you're less than 10, then write this. Otherwise, write... otherwise, and we'll put a new line. If you are less than 20, not 2010, if you're less than 10, we'll say you are still a teenager. Okay, and we'll put another else. And we'll just do that once more. We'll say if you're less than 50. You are middle-aged. Okay, and in the else in here we can just put one more saying, I don't know, what can I say? I don't know what to say that's not too offensive, but we'll just say, that's nice. That's nice. Because 50 is not too old. So that's fine. So now that we've got that, if we compile it, we'll just go over what's going on. That's compiled fine. Then we say, hi there, can you tell me your name? My name's Vlad. How old are you? So if I was to say I am less than 10, so if I said I was 8 years old, I'm going to say, oh great to meet you, Vlad. Oh, you're young, I envy you. That's because we've got, right here, we've got if the age is less than 10, which it is, then it's going to say, oh you're young, I envy you. Okay, so if we were to run it again, and we were to say, it doesn't really matter what we put anymore, if we were to put the age of 15, which I am, oh great to meet you there, you're still a teenager, because what we've done here is it's gone, are you less than 15? No. So we're going to go to the else. Are you less than 20? Yes, I am. So it's going to put this, and it's going to ignore the else and skip all of that. So now let's just try it one more time to if I'm 100 years old. There we go. Oh, great to meet you. That's nice. As because it's got our name. Let's put our name down, and it said if we're less than 10. Nope. So else. If we're less than 20. Nope. So else. If we're less than 50. Nope. So else. That's nice. And that's what's happened. It's just said that's nice, and then it's returned 0, meaning that it's ended the program. Which is good, because it's all perfect, and it's all fine, and it's all working. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you join us next time, where we'll be going over some more things. I can't think right now what we'll be going over. I think we're going to... what should we go over? Yeah, I think we'll go with fors and whiles and all that kind of stuff, and I'll probably show you how fast C++ actually is. So thanks for watching, guys. We've just broken the 16-minute mark, probably the longest video I'm going to make for a while. So yeah, thanks for watching, join us next time. Vlad, signing out.